it's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
Ryan Reynolds just made a joke about Blake Lively that left the internet speechless. But this isn't another quirky roast. A $50 million lawsuit has ripped open their marriage, and fans are uncovering a decade of shocking clues that Ryan secretly resents his wife. From cheating rumors to viral TikToks dissecting their toxic banter, this is the real story Hollywood doesn't want you to see.
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. This is a horrible thing to say. I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me.
Let's start where it all began. The set of 2011's Green Lantern. At the time, Ryan was married to Scarlett Johansson, and Blake was dating Penn Badgley. But when the cameras stopped rolling, something shifted. Crew members later spilled that their chemistry was too intense to ignore, with one insider adding, Scarlett knew. She'd visit set unannounced, and the tension was unbearable. Within months, both relationships collapsed. Ryan and Scarlett divorced in 2011. And by October he was holding hands with Blake at a hockey game. Coincidence? Ryan's own words hint at guilt. In a 2012 interview, he awkwardly dodged affair rumors, joking, "I'd use Blake as a human shield to avoid tough questions." A chilling foreshadowing of the chaos to come.
She said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
were you reading romance novels?
And I had never read a romance novel.
Never?
And she said, just trust me, read it. So I read it, and by the end of the book, I couldn't even read the text on the page because I was crying so much. My wife was in bed next.
Fast forward to 2024 and Ryan's jokes about Blake have gone from cute to cutthroat. Take his infamous birthday post for her. A photo of a suburban painting captioned, "If there's ever a fire, I'm grabbing this first. Then I'll come back for Blake." Fans laughed, until Blake retaliated with a cryptic Instagram story, a burning rose emoji. Relationship experts are now sounding the alarm. Dr. Amelia Torres, a celebrity marriage counselor, revealed, public humiliation masquerading as humor is a red flag. It's about power, not love. Even TikTokers are dissecting their dynamic, with one viral video asking, "Would you stay with a man who treats you like a punchline?" The answer? Over 90% of viewers voted hell no. But here's where it gets darker. A bombshell lawsuit just dragged their marriage into court. Justin Baldoni, a little-known producer, sued the couple for emotional damages, claiming Blake crossed boundaries during a secret project. But the real shock? Mariah Carey's name surfaced in the legal docs. Turns out, Ryan once gushed about Mariah on Blake's birthday, calling her song Fantasy his favorite thing that's ever happened, overshadowing Blake's celebration. Blake's team allegedly retaliated by leaking Carey's private emails. Was this a smear campaign? A source close to Justin claims, Blake wanted out of the marriage. Ryan's humor was just a cover for rage. Fans aren't buying the happy couple act anymore. Reddit threads exploded after Ryan joked about Blake's parenting skills. "She's great with kids. If you ignore the felony warrants." Comments flooded in, "This isn't funny, it's abusive." Psychologists even linked Ryan's humor to covert narcissism, comparing it to emotionally manipulative partners who weaponized jokes to demean their spouses.
Confronts the generational cycles in her life and breaks them and ends the circle. And I hope people find it inspiring, and yet also, it's a film about a heavy topic. It's about domestic violence.
A lot of it's my real life clothes, or my husband's clothes, or my girlfriend Gigi's clothes. I was borrowing some.
Wait, that's kind of amazing. So you have something of Gigi's in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a wedding, like something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Wait, which one? Now I want to think of the scene.
Oh, I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
Tons of like Bodhi, which is with the suit now that I'm wearing is Bodhi. It was meant for my husband, but I borrowed it.
His suit?
It was meant for him to wear, but it's so pretty. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in the shot.
But let's rewind to the early days. When Ryan and Blake first went public, their playful trolling felt fresh, even charming. They'd post unflattering photos of each other, mock their own red carpet fails, and roast their parenting mishaps. Followers ate it up, dubbing them couple goals. But over time the balance shifted. Ryan's jabs grew sharper while Blake's clapbacks turned rare. Take his 2017 Good Morning America appearance, where he claimed their daughter preferred Deadpool co-star Jake Gyllenhaal's cooking. When host Michael Strahan asked if Blake would be upset, Ryan smirked, "I'm moving out right now under this desk." The audience laughed, but Blake's silence spoke volumes. She didn't acknowledge the comment publicly, a pattern fans now call the Blake freeze-out. The cracks deepened in 2019 when Ryan posted a collage of Blake's most awkward paparazzi shots for her birthday. Followers called it mean-spirited, especially compared to Blake's heartfelt tribute to him weeks earlier. Even their friends noticed. A source close to the couple shared, Blake stopped attending his movie premieres. She'd send flowers instead with notes like, "Proud of you," from afar.
It's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
Then came the ultimate red flag. Blake skipped Ryan's Detective Pikachu premiere and posted a photo with a mystery man captioned, "New Muse." Ryan's response? A since-deleted tweet. "Happy to be replaced by someone who doesn't mock my hairline." Fans went wild. Was this a prank? Or proof of a rift? The truth might lie in their social media backlash. Millennials who once idolized their dynamic are now calling it toxic. One viral TikTok stitches Ryan's jokes with audio from therapists warning, "Sarcasm is hostility disguised as humor." Comments like, "My ex roasted me playfully, then cheated, and this is why Gen Z hates millennial love," flooded the thread. Even Blake's own posts hint at frustration. In 2021, she trolled Ryan's Detective Pikachu role, writing, "He didn't even change his voice. It's just him." When Ryan argued their daughters would love it, Blake shot back, "We're not watching that." The tension is palpable, and experts say it's classic resentment. Now the lawsuit has pulled back the curtain entirely. Justin Baldoni's legal team alleges Blake developed an inappropriate attachment to him during a charity project, with texts suggesting she confided about marital issues. Ryan's lawyers fired back, accusing Justin of obsession and leaking private details. But here's the twist: Mariah Carey's involvement. Sources claim Ryan's birthday tribute to Mariah sent Blake into a rage, prompting her team to dig up old emails between Carey and Justin, to paint Ryan as unfaithful in court. The drama mirrors Blake's upcoming film It Ends With Us, a story about a perfect marriage hiding abuse. Ironic or intentional? Either way, the parallels are chilling.
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, "Oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our three kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can." This is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, "I mean, I've got a long list." And I was like, "Oh, really? Because I just have one on my list." I didn't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, "Wait, who?" And I was like, "Okay, think of someone. Think of someone. Bob Newhart. I don't know."
What's next? The lawsuit's next hearing could force Blake to testify against Ryan, and insiders say their team is scrambling to contain the fallout. PR experts speculate they'll stage a happy family paparazzi walk. But fans aren't fooled. Comments like, "They're the next Amber and Johnny, and this is why Scarlett left," are trending. Even their parenting is under scrutiny. When Ryan joked about using Blake as a human shield to protect their kids, psychologists called it a disturbing metaphor for emotional detachment. So is this marriage salvageable? Or has the banter crossed into irreparable damage? The answer might lie in their own words. Blake once said, "Marriage is hard. You have to marry someone who's your equal." But Ryan's interviews tell a different story. In 2022, he called marriage a hostage situation with someone you used to like. Fans laughed then, but now? The joke feels like a cry for help. As the trial looms, one thing's clear. Ryan and Blake's love story is crumbling faster than a Netflix rom-com, whether it's a PR stunt or a genuine collapse. The world is watching, and the truth might be darker than anyone imagined. So what do you think? Was their love ever real? Or was it all just a script? Drop your theories below, and hit subscribe. When this trial explodes, you'll want the full story.